Welcome everyone back to Mr. Weather Updates, and today's video we're looking at a live radar. We'll also have a look at the UKV, the next temperature, for the next 5 days, and the temperatures as well. We'll also have a look at the GFS, ECM, and FSCO1 over the next couple of weeks as well. Before we get into it, I thought I'll introduce you to my new Facebook, which is involving around, obviously, this channel. It is Mr. Weather Update, and this is a page where I post weather updates when I am not recording, and I post links to my video on here so people around Facebook can see. Hopefully that makes it grow. Make sure you let people know that I've got this as well, and share it, and so obviously I can get my spot for that. Like I said, I get a lot of updates on these during the day. There's any showers coming from the radar, temperatures, storm watches as well, which I've done today actually. So if you want to, please follow it if you can, and hopefully help me grow. So if you do have a look at the live radar, you can see there is actually a few showers around, but only in the northwest for now. Some of these, a bit earlier, have been turning heavy and thundery. Reports of some flooding in Cumberland. So, not these ones, actually. And so, not these ones, it's the other ones, actually. A bit early one that I posted in my, just previously on my Facebook there. So I just want to let you know about that. But yeah, there's still a bit of showers, but they are starting to dissipate away a little bit as they move east. If you do have a look at the UK, we had precipitation for the next 5 days. Is this updated? Yes, it is. This is the latest, isn't it? You can see, I think they have definitely underdone the precipitation just a little bit as the UKV. So I'm going to skip that. Obviously, tonight we're going to have a very cloudy and, drizzly night, actually. Drizzle is possible for some areas, especially on the hills where the cloud lowens. So quite not really a clear night. That will quickly burn back to another bright day again. Again, we're still in a heat wave, actually. Even though it's eased, we're still going to get temperatures quite high into the 30s. I think this is like a week now since we've had this now. Maybe throughout Sunday, not much cloud at all. Even in Scotland, the cloud is starting to thin. And if you have a look for Monday, it's a bit more cloud, not too much cloud actually, a bit more high level cloud around. Otherwise, again, widely clear day in most of England. Notice at the far southwest where I am there's a risk of some showers popping off. A bit of uncertain about that, but that can happen over the course of Monday. Oh, the Tuesday, again, the same repeating pattern. We've got cloud that's going to break up, then it's going to come up to a nice day. For most areas, a bit more cloud on Tuesday, actually, just to let you know. Wednesday, very similar setup, cloud in the morning, then it clears in the later day. However, we still have a risk of showers and thunderstorms in the far southwest and also in the Republic of Ireland on Wednesday, so that shower risk does start to increase as we go throughout the model. You can see more cloud and rain, could be more in the southwestern areas. On to Thursday, this is probably the first day we could see a couple of thundery showers around. Got some precipitation around here. Now, I think they're definitely underdoing it just a little bit because, it's very hard to predict showers. They can go anywhere, really, as they move south. So I have to have a look at that again. Very hit and miss are these thunderstorms. But when it do occur, they can be quite heavy, thundery, heavy rain, gusty winds, and all that as well. That could be the first day of the thundery breakdown as we go along. Looking at the temperatures, that was today, so we just skip that, but very accurately drawn for that. We can see if this is tomorrow, you can see the temperatures are very, very similar than today. It could be exactly the same, actually, for some areas. Other than the northeast, again, we're lingering in the high teens, low 20s, like today. Not as bad as today, though. May get more sunshine, but still going to have some low cloud from the east due to an increased easterly wind. for most of Northern England. Otherwise, rest areas, high 20s, low 30s, 31, perhaps 32 Celsius is possible. Around the southwest, where we've been seeing these quite recently. Now, if we have a look at Monday, you can see again very, very similar story really. We're widely, even Scotland is getting into the mid-20s as you go more west, and that's the same for Northern England. Otherwise, rest of areas, high 20s, low 30s, bit lower, 30, maybe 31 Celsius, but still in heat wave thresholds for most of them areas that are hitting 30 Celsius there. Now on to Tuesday, the temperatures actually go up a little bit then compared to Monday. This time we are widely in the low 20s for Scotland, 24 Celsius, 25 passable in the Highlands. Still got an onshore easterly breeze in the northwest, I say. And then over to then Northern England again, same area really, mid-20s, and then into the rest of areas, high 20s, low 30s, maybe even mid-30s in some areas. Nowhere near as hot as we've had throughout the previous days though. So widely 32, perhaps even an isolated 33 Celsius possible, again in the Greater London region. Now if we have a look at Wednesday, you can see again very similar temperatures, if not a degree up a little bit. Again, even in Scotland, we're starting to get to the mid, perhaps even high 20s. 27 degrees is possible in some areas in Scotland in that day. And then the rest of areas, low 30s, 32, 33, maybe even touching 34 Celsius. Once again throughout there. And then as we go over to Thursday, this will be probably one of the hottest days of the week. I'm not going to tell you it's too literally, because it could change. But again, most areas, high 20s in Scotland, low 30s in the rest of areas. So we could see 33. Again, we could see 34, 35 Celsius at some point next week. Again, I'm going to put it with caution. It could go down, could go up. But again, very similar heat wave conditions that we've been experiencing. Maybe not as widespread, maybe not as severe, but could still be quite hot indeed as we go over the course of Wednesday and Thursday. So that's something to keep our eye open about. So, now if I very, very quickly have a look at the Cape levels to see if there's any chance of a thunderstorm throughout the week. Let's have a look. You can see there's not much for the start of the week, if this lets me do it. But I think as we go over to the end of next week, we are going to be increasing chance of showers and thunderstorms, I think. You can see over the course of Thursday, you can see some Cape building in the far southwest. It could spread more. Again, wouldn't take this too literally, could be more, could be less. But that's some indications that we could see some thunder showers possible. Yeah, it doesn't really look like a classic thunder breakdown, but we'll have to see. If we have a look at GFS east ensembles, you can see here high pressure, it will be centred out to the northwest, low pressure here in the Bay of Biscay, and over the course of next week that will push in very gradually. That could introduce a thundery trough. That's a thundery trough there, going from the southwest. That could be some thunderstorms, showers possible in that time, this time next week. Quite a long time actually before high pressure allegedly builds in, bringing even hotter air. You know what? I don't really think that's going to happen, but it's a possibility. We've still got low pressure systems in the northwest that could push in and prevent the heat from spreading. And then it's at the very end of the run where we could see a low pressure system. The 27th of July, I think it's going to be a little bit sooner than that. The signs of a change possible. But if we do have this low pressure system, quite an unusually deep low pressure really, that would be quite windy there actually. For some air. It's really, really, really quickly, even though I think that's not going to happen. Look at the wind gusts. You can see it's got quite a distinct centre. So the winds could be a bit gusty there. So let's have a look at the wind gusts again. That could be quite gusty. Some 60 mile per hour wind gusts there. If that system played off, then that can't even speak. That's what would happen if that low pressure system would come, which is likely actually for the end of the July, really. But still, the GFS is provoking some incredibly hot air masses coming from the south. Have a look at 2-meter temperatures. You can see this is what they're trying to suggest is the GFS, which I don't think is going to happen. Again, temperatures quite similar to the June heat wave throughout the end of July. Really, so we'll have to see if that happens. It's unlikely, really, in my opinion, but we'll have a closer look. But I think that's going to get pushed aside by the other ensembles with the increasing precipitation ones. Looking at GFS, you can see again we've got high pressure building from the northwest, low pressure, a thundery low actually in the southwest that will gradually move in. That will introduce a fresher airflow as well. Over the course of next week, we're still in a bit of a high pressure system. Still could be quite hot throughout, even 10 days away before the breakdown is, before breakdown is cooler, more unsettled weather. So still fairly above average for that week, but still going to be a lot less hot than we've seen recently. If you do have a look at the UK Met Euro, and again, we've got high pressure building to the northwest. The same thundery low might move in throughout the course of next week. In fact, I think this is probably the less ambiguous of the thundery low, really. But again, that could move in. It's more like a fresher system rather than a low pressure. It's more like a decaying weather low pressure. It's very, very weak at the moment. But again, it could actually, it's one of them things where it's a thundery trough. That could provoke some thunderstorms into next week. But we are very, very uncertain about that at the moment. So over the course of the week, we should be able to firm up some details about that and we can get some chasing done. Right, we're done. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.